Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we need to tick forward one day to get our Madcap back, but we just finished up a logistics episode. I don't want to keep ticking. Stop ticking. Okay. There we go. We stopped ticking. Fantastic. We just finished up a logistics episode in which we decided to get this Annihilator good to go. There are some other mechs that I would like to get good to go. They are just not in a position to be done right now. I would like a replacement for the Madcap Mark II. I would like a replacement for the Corsair. These are not currently things that we have, and so instead, we're going to work on our salvage and on our funds for a little bit. No promotions to be done with our mech warriors whatsoever, so we're just going to hop in here and look for something to do. This is an attack and defend. That's guaranteed to be long, and I'm not really in the market for a long mission right now because we're trying to build up funds. So I think instead we might go for something like this battle here. This could be a pretty solid one here. Just checking for free priority salvage. There kind of isn't one. So we'll just run it straight down the middle. Sounds good. We're forced to bring a Jaeger. Okay. I'm not sure we want to do this then. Let's, yeah, that's a test drive. Yeah, I should have looked at that. That's my own fault, of course. Instead, let's maybe look at this one. It's slightly cheaper and slightly less good salvage, but it'll have to do. Our employer is Comstar. That's always a good sign. This is a free priority salvage right here. This is technically also kind of a free priority salvage. We'll just sit right in the center. I didn't want to have that Jaeger taking up one of our slots. Not right now. Not in the mood for that. So let's just go ahead and deploy this as is. Darius, you're an idiot. Let's go. This is a battle in the Highlands, and we should be able to pretty easily breeze through this. We're mostly just looking to build up some cash. After all, we just spent like 6 million C-bills on that Annihilator. So let's try to replenish that a little bit, shall we? That will be just fine. Once that Annihilator gets ready to go, though, it's going to do a lot of damage. No doubt about that. 390 damage per shot, or rather per turn. And that's 130 damage into a single location 3 times. Like, that's going to break through armor fast. And that's exactly what we want. We want something in that role to be able to punch holes in armor so that we can start crit fishing with our MRMs. That's kind of the overall idea here. But for now, we need to destroy enemy units. Commander, Comstar is tracking an extremely heavy mech with Kharitan heraldry. This provocation is almost certainly bait for a trap. We'd like you to spring this trap. Engage the heavy mech, intercept the forces that Draconis Combine sends to defend it, and destroy all of them.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
I'm not comfortable with how little information we have about the enemy forces, Commander. Indeed, but we never have information about the enemy forces, Darius, so let's go. No problem whatsoever here, and we are going to just proceed forward here. Do we have allies? We do, and it's going to be a Comstar Lance, so there's going to be a lot of them. So we're going to... That's quite a long ways away. We do have high ground over here. I think we're going to land right here on this high ground and see what exactly ends up happening. We know there's going to be enemies up around over here, right? So let's see. Okay, so the Comstar allies have dropped in only 4 units. They do have an Ifrit, though, and that's pretty solid. Comstar is not usually only running 4 units, and we don't actually see any enemies over here. There's a contact. Where's a contact? I don't see a contact. Okay. I mean, that's a long ways away, right? Entering combat. Oh, there we go. Just needed them to update. Fantastic. Round 3. We haven't gotten to move yet, and it's already round 3. That's exciting. Okay, they're shooting at our bull shark there, but this mech is in a lot of danger right now. the Haramoto Chi over there. And they've also got a marksman artillery vehicle and an Orion over here and a Shiltron. Okay.
What's up, boss?
The Madcat Mark II is going to pop out over here. We want to spread out a little bit for that marksman, but let's see here. 26%, that's not great. Some of these are new, aren't they? Roll to remove swarming battle armor. Cool. SWAT to remove swarming battle armor with hands or limbs. Okay. And that hot drop button, it's still apparently bugged. So we're not going to touch it.
Feel the love.
Now, this is mostly just an armor strip on the Haramoto Chi. We're not expecting very much there. The Plainsman moves up, does not fire. Where do they move next? That's the Orion, and it does not fire. The Plainsman moves up, and now it's our turn again.
Commander?
Our Orion is only able to get into indirect LOS. Actually, it could fire on the Haramoto Chi, but I'm not going to do that. Our Orion is instead going to move up here, and we're going to Warlord, and we are going to drop missiles on this marksman. I don't want to take too much artillery fire from it, so we're going to immediately start stripping armor off of it. The Burke defense tank moves up, doesn't do anything of note. And let's see what ends up happening here. Not a whole lot thus far. Okay, the marksman's moving now. I was hoping it'd be later. That's actually not too bad. It went for the Burke defense tank,
Heavy fire here.
which ended up meaning we took a little splash damage over here, but really not as bad as it could have been. So the Salamander is going to move up over here. I'm checking to see if there's an unobstructed LOS. There is not. So we're just going to move the Salamander in over here, and we do see a Madcat Mark II way out there. I believe that is the enemy unit in question. Yes, indeed. And we're going to Warlord this and continue to armor strip this Haramoto Chi. The question is, do we want to fire AX rounds? I think the answer is yes.
I got you.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage.
That hit something good.
Beautiful. So the Haramoto Chi is not doing so good. The Madcat Mark II moves up, but does not fire. Cool. So the Mauler is looking for an LOS. I doubt it finds one. Yeah, it really doesn't. It's going to move up to here. It'll find one eventually. Okay, they have a mover in phase 13. That's the Shiltron. So as far as we know, every one of their units have moved this round. The Shiltron is also running an artillery piece.
No.
That's very good to know.
Armor's melting off.
So the Awesome is going to move up over here.
Losing lots of
Yeah, we're taking artillery fire. We're expecting to take some damage right now. We're going to fire on this Haramoto Chi.
We'll go.
Solid hits there.
Standing by.
And the Corsair is going to move up over here.
Confirmed.
We're going to take a look at whether we should fire at the Haramoto Chi or the Madcat Mark II. Obviously, it's the Haramoto Chi. And so we shall. Okay. That thing doesn't have very much left. The Bull Shark is going to step up over here. And the question is, do we go for the Shiltron? Or do we go for the Marksman? For now, we're going to go for the Marksman. Structure exposure on the Marksman there means that it's actually in a lot of danger.
Right here.
The Boar's Head is going to move up over here, and it's actually going to go for the Shiltron here. I'd like to armor strip off of that. That's running a long tom, and we maybe should have focused that, actually. I'm even going to Warlord this, even though we're firing indirect. I usually don't when firing indirect. But there's some armor stripped off of there. Okay. Phase 24. We'll see what our friends do. The Ifrit moves up, and AMS protects us, goes for the Haramoto Chi. It could get a kill here, and indeed it does. Drops a lot of mines over here as well, which I'm not hugely a fan of. But that Haramoto Chi is now gone. I would have liked for it to go for the Marksman, in all honesty, though. The Plainsman moves up, does nothing of note. The other Plainsman moves up, does nothing of note. The Orion shoots at the Ifrit, gets some damage. That's okay, we don't care about the Ifrit. That's completely fine. The real danger here is the Marksman, and the Marksman moves now. I was really hoping it'd be gone by now. But it fires at the boar's head and gets some artillery in there.
I just read
Again, that's at the
I'm
fringes
sitting on the fusion reactor.
of our mechs, though. If they had dropped it on, like, the Mauler, they could have done a lot more.
Ready.
Okay, the Mad Cat Mark II actually gets eyes on over here on the marksman, and we're going to fire on that. I do expect this to kill it.
Top.
Fantastic. So the sniper artillery is off the table.
That's a kill.
The Long Tom is still out there. The Burke defense tank moves up and sensor locks the Orion. Okay, cool.
Standing by.
So our Mauler is going to sprint up over this way. It's out of range, but that's okay. I'm trying to get a little spread out here.
Yes,
The Bull Shark is going to position out over here. It's not exactly spreading out, but it's, I guess, okay. And I'm going to Warlord for firing on the Shiltrin here. I don't expect this to kill the Shiltrin, but it will strip off another good chunk of armor. Not great on the missiles, but I guess it's okay. The Corsair is going to move up here. Again, we're clustering together over here, and I don't really love it. We'll go ahead and Warlord because it's very long range, and we'll boost our hit odds slightly. We'll fire on that Mad Cat Mark II. I don't expect much of anything. Yeah, nothing from that.
Oh, crap.
Okay. I do actually expect another enemy lance to drop in, but the Orion is going to move up over here, and we're going to drop missiles on the Shiltrin. And I really don't expect this to kill the Shiltrin at all. I'd love it if it did, but no. Barely doing anything. So now we're going to take that Long Tom shot, and it's going to hurt. Oh! Never mind. It shot at the Burke defense tank way out in the middle of nowhere. They're dumb. Okay, got it. So the Awesome is going to move on up, and we're going to continue to fire on that Mad Cat Mark II, I think. 32.7. Yeah, our best odds are on the Mad Cat. He's running an Ultra AC-20, so we need to kill him from range. Got it.
Confirmed.
The Salamander is going to move up and sink heat.
Roger that, Commander.
Mad Cat Mark II closes in. Shoots at the Awesome with its large lasers. We don't care about that. It's that UAC-20 that we're a little concerned about. Okay, cool.
Standing by.
The Boar's Head closes in,
I'm there.
and the artillery absolutely goes on the Shiltrin. We need to eliminate that Long Tom before it realizes that it can just wreck us with it. It hasn't realized it yet, and that's a really good sign for us. Now, we did clear out a bunch of the mines there with our artillery, but that's okay. I don't want those mines there anyway, necessarily, so that's fine. Base 22. I would love it if the Ifrit came forward and attacked... the Orion is okay, I guess. I would have preferred it if it had gone for the Shiltrin. Plainsman moves up, does nothing. Second Plainsman also does nothing.
Standing by.
The Mad Cat Mark II is not able to get into LOS, so it's going to sprint up and sink its heat. The Burke defense tank does nothing. This is going to be the Orion. Shoots at the Ifrit. It could shoot it down here, but it does not.
Yes, Commander.
Our Mauler is going to close in over here. Now, this is flames on the way, but that's okay. Now, our hit odds out here are pretty garbage. I'm going to Warlord to boost them slightly, up to 44.7%. That's actually non-terrible. Yeah, that's dual UAC-20s. We want to take him out from range. We hit at least one of those. In fact, yeah, we hit one of those. I think. We may have hit both.
Orders?
The Orion is going to move up. Once again, the target has to be the Shiltrin here. This thing can wreck us. One of our LRMs is jammed, sadly, but we did penetrate the armor there. That's great.
Standing by.
The Awesome is going to close in over here. It's actually also going to fire on the Shiltrin with its LRMs. We're hoping for a crit. And there we go. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted.
Eliminated.
No more Long Tom. The Corsair is going to move up, and we're going to continue to toss light Gauss rifles out at this Mad Cat Mark II. We're not expecting too much, but we do actually get a hit here. And yeah, that's actually a UAC-20 crit and a structure exposure. Not bad. He goes for the Corsair. Just a large laser hit, not a big deal. Does he ace pilot forward, or does he stay in the forest? He should stay in the forest, but he actually ace pilots forward and exits the cover.
Yup.
Fascinating. The Salamander is going to close in on this Orion. I want the Orion gone.
Standing by.
The Bull Shark is going to fire on that Mad Cat. Do we want to fire? No, we're out of range for direct fire. Okay.
Engaging target.
Solid hit there. Good armor reduction. That's exactly what we're looking for. Of course, we're never going to see a crit when we miss with the artillery like that, but that's fine. We're not too concerned. We're just looking to strip armor off of this thing.
4 and Alpha Strike.
Another solid hit there. That's a gyro crit. Maybe a knockdown? That's a knockdown. Beautiful. So that Madcat Mark II is knocked down. Next round. We'll see what the Ifrit does. At this point, going for this Orion is actually ideal for us, so do it. That's a good amount of armor strip. Structure exposure there. Cool.
Receiving you.
The Madcat Mark II is going to sprint up over this way. We'd like to get into LOS of that Orion, but it ain't happening.
Receiving you.
The Mauler is going to close in over here. Now, this guy got knocked down. So we actually have 57% hit odds here. We could easily kill this Mad Cat. And there it goes.
One left
Do they
target.
have another Lance? They should have landed it by now if they did. I did expect another Lance with them having, or rather with us having support though. Just 2 Lances is kind of chintzy. We're going to need to fire this in standard mode.
Engaging.
MRM-30 crit. Okay, so it's
Order
rocking an
critical.
MRM-30. That's fine.
I'm out of LRMs.
So the Awesome is going to close in over here. And we're going to fire another round of LRMs at this Orion. We could kill it with any of these rounds, by the way.
I'm here.
That's a thing that could happen. Well, I doubt it will, but it's a possibility at this point. So continuing to fish for crits is not a terrible concept. That said, I'm not going to fire ATMs because
All right.
our ammo on those is so limited on the Salamander. So that'll be fine. The Plainsman moves and does not fire.
Waiting for
The
order.
Bull Shark is, of course, going to drop an artillery on this Orion. And we, depending on if we actually hit it or not, could fall... We could knock it down here. Yeah, I think that is a... Actually, that's an engine destruction. Are we already done?
Next destroyer.
That was really easy. Okay, I was expecting that to be more complicated. That said, we would have taken a lot more damage if they had used the 2 artillery pieces that they had a little bit more intelligently. So that could have gone a lot more painfully, although I don't think it would have changed the ultimate outcome. I think that they would have done a lot more armor damage to us if they had done that correctly, and I think that it would have delayed us in terms of our repairs. But overall, with that just being 1 mech and 1 lance, and us having a supporting lance, that just felt like a freebie. Like, that was a really, really basic mission there. So, we'll take it. We'll also take this Long Tom. Can't ever have too many Long Toms. Did we get any ammo for it? Sadly, no. But we did get a clan cockpit, a clan FCS standard, a basic sensor that we don't need, a standard heatsink cooling that we don't need, and a streak SRM ammo that we don't need. Cool. So, I mean, that was a very quick mission. We're going to be able to do our after mission stuff yet this episode rather than postponing that to next episode. So that's kind of nice, I guess. We'll do our promotions. We'll do our repairs. I'm not expecting our repairs to be very extensive. We took a couple of splash damage hits, but they were all, like, fairly far off, except for the hit on the Atlas. The Atlas might take a little bit to put that armor back on, but overall, that wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. If they dropped their artillery on, like, our Mauler every time there, that would have been gross for us in terms of damage that we took. So let's see what Yang thinks this is going to be. Yeah, not bad. We are probably going to have to take this financial report. There's only 4 days left on that. But let's see what we've got going on here. The Annihilator is still going to be the top priority here. And we'll just do something kind of like that. Cool. So we're definitely going to take this financial report. We'll let our mech warriors come on back. It's a little unfortunate that we're taking the financial report right now, but like I said, it could have been far worse. So I'm okay with this. 1.9 million C-bills down the drain. That's just fine. The Annihilator's not going to be back, or not going to be back. It's not going to be ready this financial report. But we're going to have these guys pretty ready quite soon. So we'll go ahead and continue to tick forward and get those good to go. Okay. No need to continue advancement, and we'll hop into the barracks here. Now, I know that we didn't have any armor penetration, so we should not have any additional repair work to do. We'll just go ahead and get Muffin Top appointed piloting, and that'll be just fine. I did expect that mission to be at least one more lance.
Receiving you.
I'm not gonna lie. That was a thing I expected. And one thing we might want to think about doing is hiring another backup mech warrior. I mean, we do have 4 right now that are sitting out. So maybe we're okay on that front. Chinstrap here, actually most of these are vehicle only. Hammer would be okay.
Received.
Live fire would be okay as well. Yeah, I think we're actually fine now that I think about that. I don't think we need any of that. So this Annihilator will be done next month. That's going to take a while yet. That's okay. We definitely need to continue to get our funds up, and there are still vehicles that we can scrap if necessary, but I don't think it is necessary. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to try to find a little bit more complicated of a mission, hopefully. But at the same time, these sorts of missions are good for us building up our funds, right? I want to take some damage. So, hopefully we'll take some damage in the next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.